Heavy character. What do we have here? Stat attack armor or low level 1, but we have D plus, which gives you a little bit more attack from if you're fighting against a D mastery character. So you have that to help you, and also you have one of your skill that we'll see as well, Contre-Attaque, that will help you early game to win your area by giving you an extra attack at the beginning and throughout the game as well if you have stamina, because it's a skill that requires stamina. So you won't be able to use it all the time, but yeah, you have that at your disposal for Fiora if you have some stamina. Otherwise, she's mostly stats. Fiora stats without a defect, so that's what she has, because the no defection is her skill as well. So that's pretty much what she has. And if you have some extra stamina, you can use her skill or Contre-Attaque for extra damage as well. So also, or those stat doesn't count the fact that when she's crafting a stab weapon, she also get +2 attack. So you have to add the +2 attack on the top of those stats there. So which is make it even bigger for D plus character. For D plus character, it's pretty similar to Kiara's level in terms of stats. For D plus, and yeah, for contest power as well. So she's very similar to Kiara, but for stab character. Of course, she does not have the finisher as Kiara has, a judgment. But yeah, that's what you have more long-term. You have more. You can be Contre-Attaque. We'll talk about the skill later, but in terms of stats and mastery, it's pretty similar to Kiara. It's a stat stick. Fiora is a stat stick. Stat stick are pretty easy to use because they will never fail you, having great stats. Unlike the skill can fail you, and they don't. You can't use them. You can't use the skill all the time. So yeah, it's only one burst, or it's only 10 seconds or whatnot. So we were talking about Contre-Attaque, and Contre-Attaque is your skill for you can use if you have stamina. Obviously, at the beginning of the game, you have stamina, so you can use that to claim your starting area. Just watch out for Soichi. Soichi Foindeal. Soichi Foindeal is as a stab character, it's a problem for you, but otherwise, the other stab character are no problem for your Contre-Attaque. So you could be able to fight them. Even other mastery as well. Your Contre-Attaque are pretty good against most character early game. And like I said, if you have some stamina, extra stamina during the game, you can also use Contre-Attaque again. A channel, you can use that every 90 seconds. So the thing with Contre-Attaque is pretty much when you have it, you can see if there's a noise location. You have some food, so you can go around there by in the fight with your Contre-Attaque activated before you jump in, because you still have 1 second channeling. 1 second channeling can be done during a fight, but obviously you rather do no channeling during fight, because you get it every 2 seconds. So if you take 1 second to channel, yeah. And yeah, it gives you more attack, more skill damage, the more stamina you have, and you also get less damage. You receive less damage, and since it's percent, so she scale over time or Contre-Attaque here. But it only lasts for 12 seconds, so you can only do so few hit with it. And your opponent knows when you are on Contre-Attaque, because you see at the bottom of the screen when the damage was reduced by Contre-Attaque. Or even when you channel, you can also when you're fighting a Fiora, you can also see when she's channeling as well. The problem with it is the late game, especially for the last area, you don't always have your full stamina when you're fighting at the last area, so you won't get the max value from your contre-attack from damage wise. Damage taken will be reduced though, but you won't get the probably won't get the max from your skill damage though. So that's always a problem with Contre-Attaque there, the stamina. And sometimes there's game you have stamina, and sometimes there's game you don't have stamina. Something you could do though is use blue on her, blue cell. That's something you could do for stamina. But at the same time, I like my purple for research result. But we'll talk about the research result as well after that. So it's something you can do also when you're playing against Fiora. You can leave the area when you see that she's on Contre-Attaque, or she just channel her Contre-Attaque. So, and it lasts for 12 seconds, so you know that if you want to come back, you can come back later though. You can do 1 or 2 search in another area and come back to, because you won't have a Contre-Attaque anymore. So you don't want to fight her on Contre-Attaque basically. It's a decent skill, but the stamina cost is there. It's a relevant one. So it's good early game because you have a fast stamina, but during the game, sometimes it can be awkward. And last area, it's also very awkward too. So it's an okay skill, but not the best because of stamina cost. So that's why we were saying that when she crafts a stab weapon, when a stab weapon is crafted, the weapon will get Fiora's touch, and the Fiora's touch increases the damage by 2. That's why her stats we saw earlier, we want to add +2 there to her attack. And she will prevent defection 1 time from that weapon. So basically, you don't have very much defection with Fiora. So you become like a ranged weapon. Because we know from the rulebook here, the guide, that's melee weapon defects by 2% and ranged weapon by 1%. But Fiora, since she has weapon polishing, she only defect by half of that. Because she prevent 1 time, so this pretty much becomes like a ranged weapon, defection wise, which is good because ranged weapon pretty much have 1 weapon all the games. So instead of the normal 2 for melee guys usually have to craft a second weapon, but usually the ranged guy, they will be good on 1 weapon all game. So Fiora is pretty much like a ranged character, but on a melee weapon, which is good because the less time you take for your weapon defection, the more time you have to do something else, and it's a lot of stuff you have to do in this game. So the time you take to craft another weapon, even though it might not seem long, it's long in the game. It's slow. So the weapon polishing is pretty good for. It's a pretty good skill. The weapon polishing is pretty good skill for Fiora. It speeds her up because she defect less, so she has to run a little bit less for second weapon. And it increases the power by 2, so also the +2 stats give her a little bit more punch as well to fight people in her area. She's a decent character. She's a stat stick, really, that does not defect. That's Fiora. And if you have stamina, you can use Contre-Attaque as well. But most of the time you'll be using. So she's a very consistent character. A good one. A good one. That's like I said, never fails you. So I like playing Fiora. Same thing here for since she has I stat and she's D+. Fiora, she gains more value from the formula for attack damage there. The normal damage there, because all it works is there's a multiplier. The multiplier is your mastery rank, so you multiply your weapon damage, which she has +2 your weapon damage for Fiora, and your stat attack, where stat attack are high as well. So she get more value from the multiplier of her mastery ring because she has high stat here on the attack and weapon there. High mastery rank, but also high number to multiply the mastery ring. So Fiora is there, so she has that going for her. If I were to if I were to think maybe a buff, maybe I will buff a little bit in the Contre-Attaque though. If it was me, yeah. Maybe something on a Contre-Attaque buff here. Could be something you could add for Fiora Arsenal. So she could use it more often. So how do you play? So how do you counter Fiora as well? Like I said, you don't want to fight on her Contre-Attaque most of the time. So when you see that she is on a Contre-Attaque or you think that she channel it, you can leave the area. It's only 12 seconds anyway. So you can also use if you're Fiora as well. You can use Contre-Attaque to scare people away because they will see the Contre-Attaque damage reduction, 8% there. So if you really want an area. So how we would build Fiora's build there? Obviously, you have your research aptitude, and you can pick the red, the green, the blue, the purple. And on Fiora, I like my purple because you have an access to a lighter. I like the purple lighter here for Fiora because the rapiers are a weapon of choice for her. And having an extra armor already, a green one, helps you to your body power, to increase your body power from your Contre-Attaque early game as well. From having already a green armor there. So that's my favorite setup for Fiora. But if you don't go purple, I think blue fits her well because you have more stamina on that. So you can keep. I have higher chance of keeping your stamina high on Fiora if you're not going for purple build. For purple, because I mean purple build because you'll be building one of those 3 armor: the dress shirt, or bishop cassock. So if you're not going purple, you have more flexibility on your armor, but you have less armor early game, so you can get more bullied even on your counter-attack. So I like to tie my counter-attack with the purple armor, green armor that I get from that. And I get the lighter as well, so I can go rapier, which is the weapon of choice. The weapon of choice for Fiora. So you see that you have to craft some rapier for her journal anyway. So it's a weapon of choice for lighter wise. So in the stabby weapon department, you're looking to build some Fiora action. That's I usually start with a rapier. There it is. Especially if I'm playing on the purple. Rapier builds into either the Bident, your best choice, or sometimes you can do the Hades Edge. But why Hades Edge is the worst one? Because Fiora does not get the +2 damage from her Fiora's touch by crafting Hades Edge, because it's not a stab only weapon. But the Cosmic Bident, yeah, she does with the Cosmic Bident. So that's one of my favorite weapons for Fiora. The Cosmic Bident on purple armor. So we'll start with the rapier, and eventually we'll upgrade to a short spear for the Bident. It will be because this is 34 attack, this is 36, and it is going to be 48. So big damage with Fiora there from those weapons. Other than that, if you're going blue and you're not playing purple, you can also go for the classic Twin Sword starts from Uptown. There you will be building into the Lens of Poseidon as your weapon of choice over there in Uptown. So you'll start with the Twin Sword, you'll stay on that for a while until you go by Temple and craft your long spear there. And then you can finish with the water for armor. No, not armor, but weapon. You can also, because I meant to say that you can also use the purified water for armor, but it's rare that you will do that. Because usually when you do Twin Sword, you'll be starting in Uptown, and Uptown you get some Windbreaker armor. So those are the kind of accessories you might be having on Fiora, including the RNG one. Sometimes you do have the RNG one as well. So that's the kind of stuff you'll be. And then when you have those complete, you can top off your weapon there. There you go. Then you finish your weapon to Cosmic Bident. Because Buddha Cybera, you can find it while you look for the short spear in Temple as well. So Buddha Cybera is a very likely one. It's the most realistic one, yeah. Then you can always upgrade to another one after that from a body, but Buddha Cybera is probably going to be the one. I do craft that a lot though. Then Fiora Blue. Fiora Blue, you'll be looking to build some Twin Sword. Because when you go well, you can find the Fire Helmet over there. Same thing in Fire Station. And you can find the glasses for the Close M in the factory. So it depends where you'll be going. But yeah. Then after that, you can upgrade the harm, the weapon, or probably the helm last, but yeah. Because you can always salvage from people as well, so it's more important than having perfect armor. It's more important to have more food, to have food available, rather than having perfect armor. Because otherwise you'll be dead. And after that, you'll be upgrading that into the Lance of Poseidon. Pretty much. Pretty much. Also, you can always RNG stuff for the helm. You can RNG stuff for the arm as well. So there's that too. Same thing for accessory. You can always upgrade it later as well, with RNG or with player as well. Those are just the basic stuff you can use at the beginning of the game to get you started. So I say blue here, but it could be, if you're using green or red, it could be the same here. Because it's just purple that gives you an armor at the start. So yeah, that's going to be Fiora's build there. What you can do with that. Like I said, you do find tights over there. And which armor did we get? We got the dress shirt, so. Another helm you can have here is the hairband on the purple build. So since we got the rubber, we'll be looking to do the arm. Drop near. Oh. So we'll be breaking some glasses, yes. So we're looking for a gemstone for the harm. Didn't find gemstone over here earlier. There it is. And we want some cloth, some steel chain. And the harder you do those are not really important. You do what you can in a real game. Because they won't be necessarily available in the same order that I did them in this game. We're looking for a bird, maybe for the elm. It's always a good thing to, when you need something for the build, maybe looking for the animal for it. Nope. No bird ever, okay. Let's continue. Bracelet and clots. We also need clots and thick paper, lighter as well. Paper, here's the boots. And we find water too. Then we can finish the armor with the glove. And go for a helm. That's just an accessory too. I didn't think about that accessory, but I guess it can happen too. Like I said, it's very flexible accessory. Alright, you just find the orange you want to here with the meteorite. Now we need a bird. We need the elm. And we have the first big run of animals, so... And we pretty much have finished what we need to do. We just need to finish the weapon after that. So that's the kind of thing you can do on purple for Fiora. Like I said, accessories, whatever. The helm, Tiara of Light, yeah, could be a possibility, yes. That's very likely. Yes, there's more likely elm there. Just like we did there. And this time we were on the dress shirt, so we went for the tuxedo. But those are pretty standard. After that, you only need to upgrade your weapon, and pretty much it. With the hop down action, with the whetstone, the kitchen knife, steel chain, windbreaker, running shoes. bracelet if you find it. You don't always find it all the time. Oh, we found the home armor instead, so I'll be using that. It's easier, and the chocolate is always good. Staple food on your build. We find a second steel chain. I want the kitchen knife though. No kitchen knife for me. I guess we'll be looking for the kitchen knife over there. Clock we don't need. We don't need. Need that. Kitchen knife, yep. After that, you usually go well. Like I said, you can find the bike helmet over there for your elm. And we need some leather as well. Iron ore for the arm too. In this case we don't need the second steel chain because we are on that elm. So the blue research result will activate if you run out of stamina. So that's why we're staying low stamina there. Purposely staying low stamina for that. Can we burn it in time? Yeah, we did. But we lost the battery though. Also Doggo, hunting dog, if you are on a fire helmet, the hunting dog can help you for the fountain pen. For your helm. Like we said, we want to do a long spear over there. Yep. And we said that we'll be doing that accessory a lot with the Buddhist scripture, the Buddha Sarira, because we do happen to come here often for the weapon, so... So we're doing, just like you, we're doing some root, because we're talking Fiora here. And we did the classic root for Fiora. The lens power. I guess we switched the accessory with the mithril. We still need to do the boots as well, so we'll find the wire here while we go for the glass marble. What is up, What is up? After that you can do the elm, finish the weapon, pretty much. That Uptown Action, the classic, we did that for blue cell or green cell, whatever. That's pretty much it for your Fiora. You have your build, you know what to do, and you can try that in the game there. The video is already too long, but you can see some how we did the build there, and you can see some gameplay of Fiora also elsewhere on YouTube too. I did play a Fiora game before, so if you want to see gameplay, this video was already so long. So until next time though.